So we're back. Quarantine Chronicles.
Quarantine Chronicles.
And so infamous. He makes fun of the Quarantine Chron. He just sad that he can't do a podcast every day.
I don't have the patience. I also don't have the brain capacity to talk nonsense.
The joke is that you don't talk. You just be like, "Hey, Ravi, so what'd you do today?" And they talk for 10 minutes. Oh, that's interesting. So what else is there? And then they talk another 15 minutes.
Wow. You're really bringing in the views.
And then after, like, all right, that's been 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah. All right, goodbye. Until next time. And then Ravi's like, "Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun."
Mike and Tommy really enjoy those.
Oh podcasts, yeah. Oh yeah. I get a good 40 views. I think yours that you did yours, I think got 200, and it's the most retention I've ever gotten.
That's it. What can I say?
You versus Breach.
Started taking some of your. They give me 5 cents.
So here we go. Ow. Here we go. Look at all these figures, Ravi. Are you ever gonna sell these?
Possibly. We were just talking about it. There are a few on here. For the price, the right price, I will get rid of everything. You know, as my old age kicks in, I realize that what am I going to do with all this stuff? Eventually, sure, it would be nice to have a man cave, but if someone, wants to pitch me an offer, i.e. $1,000 for an Undertaker 1 of 100, hey, take it, buddy. I will ship it for free. You
have so many, people that aren't even live anymore, like Ultimate Warrior, Paul Bearer, I don't know, who else is there? Kabbalah's down there, I witnessed.
Jimmy Snuka's there, I got Ultimate Warrior, Roddy Piper.
There, it's like, you have
Vader.
You have so much people.
Kabbalah?
Like your figures are just going up in value, especially with that podcast with the Ryder and Hawkins. They're just making your collection worth more and more.
Oh yeah, keep it going then. Keep it going. I always joke around saying I one day that this collection will put my kids through college, which I hope eventually becomes true. But when I see people give me low ball offers, like one guy was like, "Oh hey, I'll give you like $100 for one of these figures." I forgot which one it was, and I'm like, "Buddy," I'm like, "Really?"
People want things for free. I notice when I put plaques on, people are like, I'm like, "Oh, it's $100 plus shipping." They're like, "It's that much?" I'm like, "What do you think? People, we're not going to give stuff away for free just because you want it."
It's hard to find serious collectors, and I think that's the case in anything, whether it be cards or figures, especially wrestling or even any sport. You know what the value is, and people won't pay what the value is. They want it for a lot cheaper, unless they're hardcore crazy people like us. They'll overpay.
So there we go, like this thing right here. Ravi has this cool Finn Balor, AJ Styles
with AJ's thing on backwards. Or sorry, not AJ's, Finn Balor's autograph.
So that'll be worth a couple hundred one day, but someone would be like, "Oh, I'll give you $50 for that." It's like, it's gonna cost me $50 to ship that stupid thing.
Exactly. I've got a hat. Only 24 made. It's almost 1 year ago I got this.
Collecting dust. There's so much dust on there.
There is. That's literally what everything in this room does. It collects dust. But this is my thing. What was your first impression when you came in here?
Okay, when you walk in here, Ravi's room is not that big. It's just you kind of just walk around the bed, so it feels very claustrophobic. I feel like
I get that a lot.
But once you're in here, it's kind of just whatever. Now I'm used to it. I walked in here, I was like, it's fine.
You haven't been in here in time though.
I've probably been here a couple years, 3 years maybe.
Been that long?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, but it hasn't changed. Just the wallpaper just changes. The figures. The figures just get added to the thing.
Now we're working our way down over here. But no, everything, I have nowhere to put whatever. I wanted to get one of those D12 shelves from IKEA.
D12 Ziggler?
D12 Ziggler, yeah. I wanted to get one of those. And, where am I supposed to put it?
See, D12s are good if you loose. When my Undertakers, I'm going to put them on a D12 one day. But these things are you can feel 2 and you'll be like, okay.
I was talking with my my trainer friend, and he was saying where I store all this stuff, and I told him everything goes on my wall. Otherwise, it just goes in my basement. And there is a piece of me that wishes I collected cards instead, because everything would just go in a binder and I just shove it in my closet. They go up in value, they're easy to store, and they look cool signed. Those are the 3 things you need to look for when you're collecting.
I feel like these days plaques are the least valuable now. It's so hard to sell a plaque. I'm trying to sell my plaques, and I got rid of the Punk ones. You have
a Mark Henry one, don't you?
I got rid of that.
Wow, really?
Someone paid actually $70 for that.
I was going to say 7. I'm like, buddy, I would have paid you 10.
$70 for that plaque. I have a Del Rio, Sheamus, and Miz plaque, which is going to be impossible. So, but all the figures I had, they all sold so easy, no problem. So I don't think you'll have a problem selling these. It just people will be like, "Are these authentic?"
I feel yeah.
Watch my video.
I feel like the collecting days have passed me by, because I always thought plaques were you live and die by those plaques. When those WrestleMania 28. 27, those 2 years when those plaques came available, they sold out within an hour. And I was I think I mentioned in my video, I was buying 2 of each because I knew they would just go up in value. And now Seems like no one really cares about plaques. Even belts. Belts, I think, is a certain niche people, but I think now it's mostly like
Figures.
yeah.
And
Not even
cards.
signed ones. I think like loose ones, like rare ones that aren't like
Yeah,
signed.
like your classic superstars, like all these rare ones in here. Like literally all your ringside collectibles, your Triple H DX sign in this thing. Like
Worst mistake. Biggest mistake.
it's funny when you first start collecting, you want to frame everything and keep them nice.
Yeah.
But when you have everything, it's like, oh, just throw them on the wall.
I think I got a little overzealous when it came to that one. It was like my first figure that I actually completed. So you better get it framed.
It's crazy. You would never thought that you would be meeting Triple H like 3 times in a row.
Never.
Shawn Michaels 3 times. Undertaker.
I've only met Taker once.
Still.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. The fact I even met him once, like the picture's right there. You were there that day too, right?
Oh.
The day we met Stone Cold for the first time. I remember I was shaking. I almost fainted. And if you go back and you watch the WrestleMania 30 vlog, I'm trying to film myself and my hands shaking. And I mentioned it that like I feel like I'm gonna pass out right now. When you're standing beside him, it's like a surreal feeling because you grew up, 8 years old, just going crazy, and now you're standing beside him. He's miserable as hell because you're following him at the airport. Look.
That's why
you can see. Look at the difference between that picture.
This is why 34 is a redemption tour. Look at this.
Holy, this is. I tell everyone this is possibly the best day of my life. I tell everyone what is like a day you'll never forget is this 2 hours that I was here.
I remember when me, Phil, and Kalijah were in line to meet Austin, and you could hear his voice, but you don't see him, and then the curtain just kind of flashes when someone walks out. You're like, he's here.
Bro, I got goosebumps like thinking about it. Because I remember it was the same thing. Because I was the first one to meet him, like the 316 thing.
Yeah,
you met him the day before, though, right?
I met him the day before. I had the picture with me, and Ravi looked at it and was like, at awe.
I couldn't believe it. Just just there. And it was pro photo. He's smiling. It's like you don't.
His hand was around my waist, and Ravi was like, "Oh, look, you guys are like a prom picture."
I couldn't believe it. I remember with me, it was the same thing. He walked in, and it was like the whole room just turned, and people were cheering, but it was silent because everyone was so in awe. And then when you're next in line to go into the photo booth, I was literally like shaking, not shaking, but I didn't know what to do. I was asking the guy in front of me, I'm like, bro, should I take the belt with me? Like, what do I do? He's like, yeah, man, of course. Like, it's a Smoking Skull belt. I was like, okay. So then I go into the booth and I put the belt down because I wasn't even thinking. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I waited and I'm like, oh, wait. I'm like, hey, I go to Austin. I'm like, hey, do you mind if we like take a picture with the belt? Yeah, sure, son, bro, go bring the strap. And I bring it and I wanted him to hold it. I'm like, oh, you hold it or we'll do the old like strap and strap.
Yeah.
He's like, no, son, like throw that over your shoulder. And he threw it over my shoulder. Oh my God.
Ravi's holding himself up, not fainting. You're not even thinking about the picture anymore. You're just like...
Honestly, that was the biggest thing. If that picture would have turned out bad, my life would have been done. That's like with the Triple H picture, the Triple H and Stephanie picture, the Austin picture.
Yeah.
And I want to say the Batista one, I wasn't thinking too much about it. But those two that I remember, I'm like, if this picture comes out bad. Oh, also the Kenny Omega one when we met him in
Chicago.
Yeah, those were the three. I'm like, this picture better come out fucking.
Because this is gonna be reposted 1,000 times.
Yeah. And the first time we went Punk as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, those all came out good.
I don't think we had because I thought about it, I'm like, all right, you go in the mirror, you're like.
I usually throw my phone on selfie mode. I'm like, I don't have anything in my face.
Oh my God. There's pressure, man.
Yeah, you have one chance.
One chance.
So, are you ever gonna? Okay, so your WWE phase is dying. You're watching.
Who?
I don't know. I feel like when the last time you watched Raw?
I watch the highlights every week.
When was the last time you watched a pay-per-view?
Royal Rumble.
You didn't watch Mania. You didn't watch Boneyard match. You didn't watch.
Actually, I did watch the Boneyard match. It was on TV.
You didn't watch the terrible House of Horrors, Extreme Rules.
Who was that?
Exactly. You don't need to know. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman in a swamp match.
I did see I saw when he put on the mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only part I saw.
It's terrible. AEW's making figures. Are you gonna collect those?
I am.
You are?
I am.
You're gonna be Series 1, and everything above that?
I will, because I heart AEW.
Will you buy that shirt? There's a shirt.
I wanted to, but I have no shows to wear it at.
Okay.
I am going to be collecting the AEW figures when they come out. I actually went to this Walmart behind my house to see if they were there, and they're not. So when they do come out, I know there was like a 1 of 500 Cody, I think.
It's Cody at 1 of 1,000 Jericho.
Yeah, like I'm going to like get into that.
So you're going to get all the chases. How about the ringside, like the bubbly?
Sure.
See, everything. Ravi doesn't even know. I gotta show him after
I know
this.
I've seen people like have it, but I haven't really thought too much about it. If they were there at Walmart, I would have bought them that day.
The rings, are you gonna collect like the rings and everything? Like keep them sealed up? Or
no, I'm gonna open them.
Everything?
I'll buy 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna start
I'll
this off.
open one.
You're gonna be
Like
the
you
guy
said.
that has like everything,
I want to be.
and then that's
Look at
your
those
new
posters, man.
thing. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
posters.
Double or Nothing, All Out. He has a Revolution poster on his closet door.
Yeah.
So this is your new fandom.
That's I heart AEW.
Are you solid? Are you sad we couldn't go to All Out
I'm
this year?
pissed. I'm sad we couldn't go Double or Nothing. Me and good buddy Ryan, Papa. We missed out. We missed out on our trip. I haven't seen that kid in a year.
It's gonna
And
be.
it feels like forever.
So Tony Khan in his interview said Revolution 2. Hopefully it's in conjunction with C2E2. You know what that means? It's gonna come back to Chicago. Are we going?
Buddy, if there ain't no pandemic, I'm there. Can we just talk? I know you've talked about it before, but
That's
we
fine.
were in the middle.
We like if this is the finish line, we were right there.
We were like, there was positive coronavirus cases in Chicago while we were at C2E2.
There was three
We were-
cases. Imagine
we were-
America had 3 cases right now. They have 5 million.
Rubbing shoulders. We were rubbing shoulders with people. We were breathing on people, sweating on people.
We were crammed. We were so crammed. We were body to body going into the place.
And it was just whatever. It's like whatever. We're at a Comic-Con. This is the way it is. Now? Oh my god. Couldn't imagine. I feel weird even like,
This is the first time me and Ravi hung out.
it is.
Yeah.
Since January, I think.
Yeah, we went to the gym. He killed me.
That's what I do.
I'm not gonna be able to
Making
lift
all
this.
kinds of gains.
This arm won't be able to move this. I can't. Like this arm's fine.
Going on,
This-
yeah.
I can't move this
Look at
arm
that.
this high anymore. Yeah, working a little tri skis.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So yeah,
This is what I did with my quarantine.
you worked.
Exactly.
That's it.
I worked.
So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Just figure this out.
What else can you talk
This
about?
is gonna be a quick one. I don't care that much.
You tell me.
Oh, so you're gonna collect everything? I'm saying.
How about we talk about your Undertaker obsession? Because I kind of came out of nowhere.
Okay,
and I
so
thought it was kinda weird.
this is what happened. I was bored, and I was just like, I go with my parents. I moved out, so I go to my parents like once a week. I buy my
Buddy,
mom.
I still live with my parents. You made such a mistake. I pay no rent. She still makes me breakfast every day. What a wonderful.
I became a good housewife during quarantine.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I know how to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can make you a good meal if you come
Terrible.
over.
Terrible.
So I go to my parents' house and I look at all these figures on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what is all this shit? I want to get rid of it, right? If you moved out and you had everything in a box, you'd be like, I don't need this anymore, right? Especially maybe after a year.
I still play with these.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have 5-star matches with AJ Styles and RVD.
There you go. See,
They're just lying
this
around.
this is this deep dark secret jar behind here.
Exactly.
But I started selling everything, and I'm like, and then I started looking at figures. I'm like, I want to collect them. I have some loose Undertaker figures. I want to start collecting the loose elites. I want them all. So eventually, I started going one by one, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Facebook groups, just like, and I just started. And now I have a problem.
It's actually, I've seen people who collect loose figures like that, and they collect every wrestler. You just collect one, but they do like, there's like, I saw a guy, he had like his whole room was just a shelf and it went in circles.
Yeah.
He had all the John Cenas, all the Rey Mysterios, all the Edges, all the Kanes.
That's too much.
And they look so cool when they're all like,
open.
all open like that and all like so organized.
So I
And
have.
then I saw your Undertaker one, and I'm like, actually, that looks kind of cool. I thought you were kind of weird when you started it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, it actually looks kind of
Then
cool.
when I bought the 3 high nail polish shelves, and then you stack them up on the shelves.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes them look nice. If you put them all straight on a counter or like a whatever, anything, a flat base, it just looks just like a bunch of figures.
Sure.
But if you have them like rowed up, it looks pretty good. But I have Undertaker, I have some Sting and some Kane.
I saw you were starting the. What was this Kane? You have like a custom one, like an Undertaker with Kane.
So I found I bought an extra Ringside Collectibles Undertaker as Kane. I popped out a Kane Hasbro head and I put it on.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, there you go. So I have a custom Undertaker as Kane figure now.
Custom Undertaker as Kane. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then now I want to collect Fiend. I want to collect figures that look cool as figures.
Fiend.
Yeah, Fiend.
Why don't you do Rey Mysterio? I feel like there
because Rey Mysterio has like 100 figures.
That's the point.
And he's not my favorite wrestler.
But it looks cool.
I know.
Look
but
how many outfits. Even RVD. I was actually. I remember when I wanted to collect RVD figure because he has a different singlet in every single like, thing. So I was like, you got to have like some good RVD ones.
But like, Undertaker's like my favorite. Sting has always been my favorite. Kane was my favorite wrestler before the Undertaker, and Fiend just looks like a cool figure.
Fiend. How many Fiend figures are there right now?
There's one elite.
Oh.
There you go.
That shouldn't be too hard.
So it just starts, but it starts from there.
I feel like there's not much you can do with a Fiend figure because he wears the same outfit every time.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm telling you. He wears the
Anyways.
same outfit. I don't even watch wrestling that much. I know that.
All right. Well, I got one. I'm probably gonna get another one,
Yeah.
and I'll probably get the Firefly Funhouse when they make that one. And that's it. That's like my collection. I'm collecting loose figures and displaying them like statues.
What does your girlfriend think about this?
She doesn't care that much. She just looks at it like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it is kind.
You have dolls, but she doesn't care that much. You know, when I was younger, people would be like, "Oh my God, what are girls gonna think?" And you know what they don't? You know what they think? They don't give a fuck. Actually, they're happy that you actually have like a hobby, and you make friends off of. You know?
They're happy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if you tell them like, "Oh, I went on trips, I made friends through all this. I could go to L.A., Chicago, Ravi's house." And I made friends through all this. They're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," you know.
Yeah, actually, you know what's funny? I was talking about that. Someone asked who Justin was, and I was like, all of my friends that I have that I like hang out with all started from YouTube. Legend Killer even I don't even talk to him that much anymore, like very periodically. But I don't have any friends that I went to school with that I still talk to. Everyone that I associate with now, I met through YouTube.
There you go.
Funny how that works.
See?
Yeah.
And when you tell people, "Oh, I could go to LA tomorrow and hang out with my friend Miguel,"
We could.
it's
Or
like,
Chicago.
yeah, go hang
Someone
out with
asked
my buddy
like, "Oh,
Mike.
why do you go to Chicago so much?" I'm like, I love it. Mike's there.
I have a half free house, free ride,
Pizza.
pizza.
What else? What
pay,
more do you want?
Pay for the flight and go to a wrestling show.
It's great.
You're in and out. You're not even taking days off. You're taking 1-2 days off.
A few days. That's all you need.
That's it.
But I know with me, I've been getting that thing since I started YouTube. Oh, what are girls gonna think about when they come in your room? Oh, yeah, they come in, they look around, and that's it.
Like,
It's
whatever. And then after, like, yeah, I would just be like, oh. Then I tell them about all the trips I go on. I'm like, oh, really? You made friends through this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's interesting, you know?
I have more friends than you, and they're all from online. That's what I tell them.
So there you go.
That's what it is.
We could be doing worse stuff, you know?
Drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin doesn't do drugs. I don't do drugs.
We could be wasting money on whatever. At least we have fun with our hobby.
I want to start getting. That's what I'm hoping the AEW stuff will like reignite because AEW reignite my fandom for like all up until Revolution. I was watching AEW every week.
Yeah.
When this coronavirus hit, I can honestly say that's what killed my whole wrestling thing. I was watching it for 2 weeks, so I'm like, oh, no crowd, it could be cool. But for me, it's too repetitive. The crowd builds so much more hype to the shows that like just taking that element out in general just kills it for me. So I'll still watch every week to like see what's going on, like the highlights and stuff. Yeah. But like when it comes to actually sitting there, like I actually got a subscription to whatever network they're on just so I can watch AEW.
TSN 3 or 5 or something?
I just got the TSN network on my phone. I would sit there, I pay $21 a month and I still have it.
Damn.
Yeah. And I'm like, one day, now to be honest, like if they just have Daly's Place and they just put, a crowd with separate seats, like why not? I don't know what the thing is, but it definitely, I can't wait till crowds happen again so I can just get back into it.
What was I gonna say? Okay, we've been to all the AEW shows. I know we've only been to like 3 or 4.
We went to All In.
All In. We'll count All In. All In.
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. All Out. Revolution. We went to 4. And every time we leave a show, it's like you want to come back for more.
So hyped.
Like I know there hasn't been that much AEW shows. They haven't had time to give people like.
They were supposed to come here for Diamond and Dynamite, right?
The Young Bucks. Matt Jackson. I go up to him like, hey, last time we met, you said Double or Nothing in Vegas. He gave us a scoop. So I'm like, are you coming to Toronto? He's like, July, kayfabe, brother. And I'm like, all right. I go to Ravi. I'm like, we're going to Dynamite in July.
I was so excited.
So yeah. What was I saying? Oh, I feel like I know AEW hasn't had that many shows, but WWE, we've gone to shows and there's been letdowns. Then we leave, we're like, whatever.
I've left early some shows because I was just so mad.
AEW, we're so hyped. We leave there. We want to buy more merch. We want to spend more money. We're looking to when is the next show we could go on another trip on.
If you don't believe that, watch. I know I try getting everyone's reaction after the show or just after the main event, but like the one that sticks out most is when Moxley won the belt in Revolution. How hyped, and I'll never forget Mike's reaction. He compared Moxley winning to CM Punk winning. That's how hyped like the crowd was.
And he was there for Money in the Bank for 2011.
Like, can you imagine like a guy who was there in 2011, watched CM Punk win, was comparing that to John Moxley winning? That's just like the level, the par.
There you go.
It's great. And that's the thing, like, and just the matches in general. I noticed with WWE, there's like openers, whatever. You'll have like a half decent opener, you'll have one good mid-card match, but everyone just wants to see the main event. With AEW, there's
we got tag match. We have the Cody match. We have the title match.
Sure.
And then even Pac versus
Orange Cassidy.
That was like amazing.
I actually showed someone at my work that match, and this guy's like, "Bro, that was like amazing." And I'm like, "That was like number 4 on the most looked forward to matches on that show." I showed him the ladder match from that same show. Craziest match he's ever saw. Craziest match I ever saw live.
Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros.
Bro, what's that? How do you say it in Spanish?
I don't know.
El Muerte's Dilla ladder match.
Oh yeah, that was 6 stars.
It was incredible.
Bucks and Omega versus, Bucks and Hangman versus.
Yeah, that even. There's been so many good AEW shows in the span of 1 year that we've gone to, compared to how many WWE shows have you been to?
I don't know. Maybe
right?
10, 20 plus.
And how many like matches that stick out that you've seen? Like, oh my god, how many have you seen?
Like Daniel Bryan, Cena.
There's been a handful.
Yeah.
I don't even remember any.
AEW, I could list like at least 10 matches.
Yeah.
Five matches at least.
And I think people who bash AEW are kind of in denial for that whole concept where it's like it's kind of a new regime of wrestling where it's like every match should matter, not just a main event.
I feel like they were like, because remember when TNA was overhyped and like TNA was on like a good trend and they kind of died out. I feel like people think like, oh, it's gonna be another TNA.
But on that point though, that started happening when they started bringing WWE guys in. Yeah. AEW is starting to do that now. I do think now they're getting a little overkill. Like the Revival, I think those guys belong in AEW. They fit well. Matt Hardy, not so much. Zack Ryder, not so much. Who else? Dustin Rhodes, the Natural. I think because he's Cody's brother, sure, let him. It kind of makes sense. But like, who else? Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero with Nyla Rose.
I don't see the point in that.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
I don't know. I can't think of anything. Pac. How about Pac?
Pac is okay. He fits in well.
The Chairman.
See him, it was cool if they would have done something with him. I remember when he smashed Cody in the head with that chair. I was like, wow, they're actually doing something. But then where he just fell off, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, they don't need those kind of guys there. Like, sure, keep him backstage, but
Lance Archer.
No, he's actually cool. That's actually because they book him to be a monster.
And Brody Lee.
I don't see the point.
The Dark Order.
No, never liked them from the beginning.
So there.
But see, that's the thing. As much as I love AEW, I can point out
there's bad stuff. It's the opposite of WWE. It's like WWE has a little bit of good, and you've been on that train for so long. It's like the ex-girlfriend you always go back to, but so much bad. AEW is like a little bit of bad, and so much good.
There's so much good. There's a lot of good.
And then people just complain about that little bad.
Yes.
So, but they got to try things. They're new. They're not going to be perfect.
Yeah. Even Eric Bischoff on that thing. If he's a one-time thing, sure. But if you're going to bring him back every week, like I don't want to see a thing saying Eric Bischoff is all elite. I don't want to see it.
But what do you think of Orange Cassidy versus Jericho?
Right. They're capitalizing. Orange Cassidy is a big hit on
the internet. He's like media.
A meme. He's a meme, literally. So why not?
I've had friends be like, "Who is this guy that like puts his hands in the pocket and does dives?" Like, Orange Cassidy. They don't even know his name. They just know.
I had the same thing. That's why I showed the guy the match. I'm like, it's all like jokes or whatever, but like watch this match. The guy's like, he knows.
He knows his gimmick.
Yeah. It's great.
So there you have it. We've seen like AEW fanboys. We're like
I know.
RVD Tito for life.
You just gotta sit on the bed. My brother has his bunk bed. We'll sit there.
Oh, we forgot to talk about in Dallas how RVD Tito for life. You went up to them and they no sold you.
Buddy, it's happened like 5 times, and I get so excited every time I see them because it's like these are the guys who I started watching videos, like started making videos because of. I remember sitting there as 16-year-old me, 17-year-old me, watching them. Ken Jones, everyone's going crazy. And, I go up. I remember it happened in Chicago once. Yeah. It happened in Dallas. And
I remember Dallas because you told like, hey, remember RVD Tito for life? I'm like, yeah, I watched the videos.
I remember I went up to him and the guy just blew me off like I was fucking no one. Twice or 3 times. I know 3 times at least.
So he didn't have a redemption.
I was like, fuck you. Fuck you, Bill.
You know what's funny? They have less subscribers than me.
Oh, I know.
They only have 7,000 subs.
That was a different time though, but that's what it is. I ain't mad. I wasn't mad till you brought it up.
I just thought about it. I just remembered because I just said their name. Like, cause Phil brought it up the other day. I'm like, he was like, oh, I used to watch RVD Tito for life. I'm like, oh, they blew off, like, they no-sold Ravi one time. He's like, what?
Yeah.
They no-sold the champ?
Yeah. Me and Doug used to talk all the time on MSN until his thing got hacked, and then he just said, I don't trust anyone anymore. Now this guy just does his UFC videos and Dallas Cowboys videos. Time for football.
Anyways.
All right. That was good.
We're out of here. Oh, one question. Is Truth Slayer the Dave Meltzer of the YWC?
Of course. I saw your thing, but you see what I see. It's the truth.
I'm going to get Truth Slayer on with Brandon one day.
I can't wait to see that.
There you go.
All right.
Bye.
Good day.